Well, welcome friends. This is FeS2 scales, otherwise known as iron pyrite scales. I'm here to show you a little bit of how I've got my base set up and why. And without further ado, here's my base. I have the first two islands, which are very important. I have heavily leveled up towers. Island number 3, the turn island, it is very high. That is my kill island, and I'll explain that later. Island 4 and 5 are junk islands / I am experimenting with a version of a rage drain there at the end with the towers down there at the bottom, along with the Sonic there. Alright, first things first, with the new defensive rider on the perch, has changed the dynamics of the game a little bit. At low levels, you only want to have the first 3 islands and then concentrate your heaviest stuff on this third island, because you have the maximum multipliers and things that can stack up. For example, you have your tower, which the tower, it covers just this one island. And so you can look in there and you can see I've got some runes on there, mostly fire turret and dark flak, excuse me. Those things boost those 2 elements, which are my heavier towers on this island. Now, this island is set up for a kill island, and if you're unfamiliar with a kill island is where you have your heaviest damage-producing towers to stop incoming dragons. This is where you want your teammates to spend their super shots. And I would recommend anyone under level 150 to have this island to be your kill island. Because it has the most stackable multipliers. And the first stackable multiplier is the tower, which I just put up there. You can have your runes on there that add multipliers to your towers. And you can do the 30% buffs. Right? So you've got the runes, you've got 30% defense, 30% offense buffs, and then you have the perch. Which is the dragon here, and let's look at that. Now, I have a school of thought of having a sorcerer dragon on there for one specific reason, as the only time defense really matters is in wars and when you're being attacked and you can have defenders. Without defenders, no base is really going to put up too much of a defense, right? Unless you're using a weak dragon. But this perch here, let's take a look at it. I have Moonin on there, and he provides a 10% reduction in ice, and he has a super shot boost of 15%. I chose super shots because in wars and Atlas defenses, you want people to add super shots because that multiplies and gives your island and your towers a greater attack or defense. Also on here, I have a rider, which is the next level, and if you see the percentages there that the rider provides. Now, my rider has some good gear, not only one legendary piece, but look at the buffs. There's 25% attack, 32 to building hit points, and then there's some other stuff, construction time, lumber mill production, etc. But the key factors are the attack and the HP, because if you look here, what is highlighted for the perch? You have island number 3, island number 1, and island number 2. Those are all getting those percentage buffs. So you've got the tower, which has got the runes that are buffing up your tower, your towers, the monument, excuse me, and then you can add a 30% boost. So there's 2 layers, and then you have the dragon. There's a 3rd layer, and then you have the rider with gear. So there's 4th and 5th layers. So you have multiple layers of buffs on these specific towers. And now, as you see, I have all my heavier towers in their front or they're back loaded because I only have 1 perch. And the reason why I suggest that you do not have your base spread out, because it takes a lot of black pearls to get those perches up so that you can have an effective high-level dragon perched on it, and therefore getting better bonuses. This perch over here is great, and now it would cover islands 4, 5, and 6. Now at higher levels, when you've got the black pearls to do the upgrades on that perch, you can change this setup. But this setup is great for under 150, maybe even under 200. Additionally, you have stackable things. Like I have the mills and the sheep farms on this island, and I have lightning towers on this island. I have them together because this monument, if you look at my runes, I have legendary healing strikers on my farms and mills. And as a secondary deal, they give 13% super shot lightning tower damage. So there's 26% increase on the super shot of the lightning towers. I threw on a epic lightning tower attack glyph and a frenzy glyph. So there's 2% to attack, and then speed, and then lightning tower attack speed of another 2.2%, and then lightning tower super shot of 9%. So right there's 26 plus 9, there's 35% to your super shot. And if you do recall that I have the dragon on the perch, which adds another 15%. So that's a 50% increase to the super shot damage for these lightning towers. And then I have an epic food production glyph, not because I want more food, but because it has a lightning tower attack speed buff on there as well. So there's some synergy going on there with my lumber and food mills with my lightning towers here on the first island. Well, let's talk about placement of towers on the island. Let's just work our way from back to front. In the back, I have 3 lightning towers, because you, of course, want to group 3 lightning towers together. And I have a blue mage there. And a blue mage is going to block any shields on your incoming dragons, right? And then moving up from that, I have a red tower in the middle. That's going to block the dragons that have the red spells, the Umbral Spike, the Death Gaze to kill my farms. Because my farms are boosted up, and they're going to super shot each other with those the runes I have and increase their healing capacity. And I have an ice tower, which is going to provide defense. It's going to also stop the ammo or slow the ammo regeneration for hunters.